Amitabha Buddha. Hello everyone. So in this video, I feel like talking about the concept of soul, especially the concept of soul in the context of Buddhism. So what exactly is soul? So I trust a lot of people believe in the existence of the so-called soul or spirit, or believe in the existence of something that may not be visible to our physical eyes apart from our physical bodies. Especially for a lot of spiritual practitioners or practitioners of other religions and practices, or people who are long-term meditators, or people who may have near-death experience or even out-of-body experiences. And in recent years, a lot of scientists have also believed in the existence of the so-called soul. But what exactly is soul or spirit? So in Buddhism, we actually don't use the word soul so much, but rather we use the word consciousness. And sometimes you might hear some Dharma teachers, they might use the word soul, but it's most likely that they are referring to the consciousness. But they may just use the word soul for the sake of convenience, because that is the word that a lot of people in the conventional world knows. But in Buddhism, when we talk about the soul, we really talk about the consciousness. And also, the concept of soul seems to be a bit vague. So what exactly is the soul and where is it? But in Buddhism, when we talk about consciousness, it's actually very specific. It gives very detailed sort of categories of consciousness. And there are 8 types of consciousness in Buddhism, or some even categorized as the 9 types of consciousness, depending on the lineage that you practice. So the 8 types of consciousness are: first, we have the first 5 sense consciousness. Our eye consciousness that is associated with the phenomena or the forms that we see with our eyes. And our ear consciousness is associated with the sound that we hear with our ears. And the nose consciousness is associated with the smell that we smell with the nose. And the tongue consciousness is associated with the taste. And we have the body consciousness that is associated with touch. And all this are called the first 5 sense consciousness. And after that, we have the mental consciousness, which are our thoughts. So once we have all this input from the first 5 sense consciousnesses, and then the 6th consciousness, the mental consciousness, will generate all kinds of thoughts, our likes and dislikes, our preferences, all this. So it creates a separation. And then after that, we also have the 7th consciousness, also known as the defilemental consciousness or the manas, and which is like our attachment, the ego attachment. Once you determine your likes and dislikes from your 6th consciousness, and then you move on to attachment. If you like it, you will become more attached. And all these likes and dislikes, separation and attachment, and all the impressions that are generated from the first 7 consciousnesses will all be stored in the last consciousness, the 8th consciousness, also known as the alaya consciousness or the storehouse consciousness. So the alaya consciousness will store absolutely everything, all the past impressions that are generated from our countless eons of past lives, which forms the seed for our future karma. And when we reincarnate, it's exactly this alaya consciousness that will exit from our body and then reincarnate into the next life. So when we talk about the soul in Buddhism, specifically we refer to the alaya consciousness. Depending on the karmic seeds that are stored in the alaya consciousness, which ones are stronger, which will then drag us to the corresponding realm of samsara. So when we practice Nyingpo, it's also like we are storing the name of Amitabha Buddha into alaya consciousness. So if we have enough of the karmic seed of the name of Amitabha Buddha, and we have deep faith in Amitabha Buddha, we want to seek rebirth, then we are destined to seek rebirth to the Pure Land and to realize Buddhahood there. So we will talk more about the 8 types of consciousness in the next video. Namo Amituofo Buddha. Namo Amituofo.